heard the rumors about Dr. Umar Johnson allegedly being arrested, all because he been scamming and scheming for the past 20 years. He been working on building the school, but he acquired millions and the school's still not up and running.
Now, according to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, with Jermaine Shermock. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar Shermack. It's Jermaine, okay?
And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. They had no record of my account.
The FBI just blew Dr. Umar's whole empire to pieces with brand new federal charges that could bury him for decades. We're talking RICO, tax fraud, wire fraud, the kind of charges that end careers for good. And here's the bombshell. The feds claim they've got ironclad receipts tying every dime straight back to the
Like, Dr. Umar is not a real person that anybody should be taking any advice from. I hope that we all understand that, but it seems like some folks are surprised.
Now Dr. Umar is sweating like never before because this time his smooth-talking charisma can't bail him out. The streets are buzzing with one question. Was Umar really scamming his own people? Or is this a setup meant to silence him? Before breaking down these charges, let's spin back to the exact moment Dr. Umar realized the walls were caving in because he did not handle it well. He jumped on Instagram Live and unleashed one of his trademark rants, yelling that the system was out to crush an innocent black man who only wanted to uplift his community.
Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
But this wasn't his usual fiery show. Nah, this was different. He looked rattled like a man who had just walked away from a head-on collision.
According to IRS Form 990, the filings reveal disturbing financial irregularities, with Jermaine Shermock. That's how he files it. He doesn't file it under Dr. Umar Shermack. It's Jermaine, Now, the nonprofit shows assets of $634,436 as of 2024. This is what he's saying that he raised. This is what he reported. Now, you know he go begging inside of that car without a haircut every other day or on the side of the building in which he lives in, because they say his house is right there on a row house in Philadelphia somewhere, According to the IRS filings, this is inconsistent reporting of contributions, Now, while official filings show that only $321,408 in total contributions over the last 5 years, evidence suggests Johnson raised significantly more through other
His voice cracked, his confidence was gone. And for the first time ever, it looked like he knew the game was finished. He ranted about his accounts being frozen, and now we know why. What most viewers didn't realize is that Umar filmed that meltdown right after federal agents told him to turn himself in. And if you watch close, you can pinpoint the exact second it clicked. His whole operation might be dragged into the light for the world. No paparazzi, no press conference, no bold statements. He told his closest people to keep quiet because he knew if the cameras caught him in cuffs, it would be a circus. So instead, he slipped away quietly, trying to put out flames that were already blazing out of control. But then came the nightmare he couldn't dodge, the image of Dr. Umar as a full-blown scammer. And just when he thought he could keep the RICO arrest under wraps, the feds leaked documents that blew everything wide open. Tasha K jumped in and seats that cut deep. In her latest YouTube bombshell, Tasha K ripped Umar's so-called charity to shreds, and it was savage. She zeroed in on his infamous school project, the very same one the FBI flagged in their indictment as proof of fraud and racketeering. But this time she didn't come with gossip. She came with hard facts. We're talking receipts, numbers, dates, timelines. According to Tasha, Umar was funneling donations straight into his own pockets, living off the cash that people thought was building a school. On top of that, she accused him of dodging taxes by refusing to report how much he actually raised. And that's exactly why the feds are circling now. For years, Umar has been online begging for donations to make his school dream reelers who believed in him. But after all this time, nobody can say where those millions went. No breakdown, no receipts, no transparency, just Umar barking at people to abandon the public school system and invest for about the kids. Or was it just Umar bawling out behind the scenes? And let's not forget, plenty of people were side-eyeing this school from the start.
It's in Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. I'm back again. While I was on the live, the children had snuck into the school, which means they knew the door was unlocked. Listen to me, brothers and sisters. For children to know that a door is open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know that the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days. For children to know the door was open, and I was only away from the school for 30 days, I wonder when they broke in. I wonder when they broke in, because if the children already know the door was open.
Even the name raised suspicions. Umar has always bragged about being a descendant of Frederick Douglass. Hey, but he's never once shown proof. The real Douglas family has never recognized him, which makes the whole thing look shady from the ground up. Still, that didn't stop thousands of people from pouring their hard-earned money into his dream, genuinely hoping to see a school built for black children. But years later, the doors are still locked tight. Every time Umar promises an opening, something mysterious pops up to delay it. At first, folks thought it was just bad luck. But now with the FBI circling and receipts dropping, it's looking like those setbacks weren't accidents at all. They were part of the hustle. That latest delay is exactly what has prosecutors convinced they caught Dr. Umar red-handed back in June. He claimed the school had been vandalized, saying the culprits went after the library, cultural artifacts, and school supplies. But here's the twist. The building itself wasn't touched, just enough of a mess to push the opening back another year. To sell it even harder, Umar even posted a video of himself interrogating kids like they were the masterminds behind it.
GoFundMe campaigns, all right, that he's been suspended from through 2014 and 2015 of over $400,000 raised before the account suspension. That's a lot of money for GoFundMe, okay? PayPal donations, approximately $125,000 documented. Speaking fees and direct donations, estimated $750,000. This man raised all this money and ain't got a haircut yet. Total estimated funds, 1.6 to 2 million that they can account for, and this is with them digging. They've been on this, okay? And we're gonna talk about how much they've been on it, and that's the reason why that damn school is on the auction block right now, vacant school that never opened. And he promised to open it in 2013 and kept pushing back the opening date and blamed us, well, not me, y'all, if y'all donated, as to why it can't open, because black people can't stick together, okay? Even though he was running it like a mom and pop.
But the only evidence was that short, shaky clip he filmed and nothing more. Let's be real. The so-called damage shown in that video didn't look anywhere near enough to shut down an entire school opening. The internet saw right through it and started calling him out instantly.
You mentioned Umar Johnson, and I don't know what's going on with his school, but I know that
You
it
know
was
what's
like
going on with the school? It ain't been built. ain't nobody seen the classroom. Just seen the flag hanging out, flying in front of that.
He been talking about it for 15 years, 16 years or something like that.
Yeah. He been lying. Results is everything.
Yeah.
Results is everything. I ain't never built nothing bigger other than Joel Osteen, but his daddy passed him to church.
Yeah, that is true.
His daddy passed. I ain't never seen build nothing.
One viral comment nailed it. Where's the proof of this so-called damage? Dr. Umar people wanted answers, and all they were getting were weak excuses. Vandalism. Were you insured? Why not post a single picture of the real damage? Or maybe the real vandalism is you and this whole project. That was the type of smoke flooding his comments, and people weren't holding back. And here's the craziest part. Just weeks later, the truth came crashing down, and Umar had zero defense. Turns out no kids broke in at all. This was about money straight up. Reports exposed that Umar hadn't been paying vacant property registration fees or even the utility bills for the building. Because of that, the school was staring foreclosure right in the face. Court filings showed the property was already scheduled to hit auction by August 25th, 2025, unless Umar came up with the cash. Faced with that reality, he went into full-on damage control. Instead of owning up, he cried victim again, ranting that the fees were punitive and discriminatory. And if that wasn't enough, he tried flipping the script by begging for more donations, claiming the state was out to end his dream once and for all. But Tasha K wasn't falling for it, and she spelled it out clear. This was nothing but another slick tactic to dodge prison time. And if you thought her first receipts were wild, things went nuclear once leaked federal documents hit the web. Those files laid out Umar's alleged PayPal hustle in black and white. According to the leak, he pocketed over $1.5 million in donations through PayPal and GoFundMe, not just for the school, but for random charity causes he swore would uplift the black community. Here's the jaw-dropper. Nobody can find a single trace of those so-called projects. No results, no progress, no evidence that a dime went anywhere productive. Just a disappearing act with donation money. And every time the pressure turned up, Umar ran back online with another emotional rant, crying that the system was trying to crush him. But now, the receipts are stacked against him, and the feds aren't letting this one slide. For a while, those theatrics worked until people started pressing him with real questions he couldn't dodge. One of the loudest critics was Charleston White, and he torched Umar without mercy. Charleston accused him of preying on black women, saying Umar manipulates them with emotional guilt, posing as their champion, when in reality, he's just after their wallets. And here's the crazy part. Charleston might not be wrong. Dr. Umar constantly parades himself as the ultimate defender of black women, even taking shots at men like Jonathan Majors for dating outside their race. But when women question him about the missing school money, suddenly the defender flips the script and insults them. That double standard has fans furious. And it's not just the usual critics this time. Longtime supporters are finally waking up. People who once rode hard for him are pulling their donations, unfollowing him, and some are even blasting him publicly, straight up, calling him a fraud and maybe even a criminal. But the real shocker came when one of Umar's own allies switched sides. Tar Nasheed, once seen as a close friend, sat down and spilled it all. Tar admitted that at first he truly believed in Umar's Pan-African school mission. And that's huge, because it shows even the insiders are now leaning toward the Fed's story that this was never about education at all. It was always about the scam. Tariq dropped a bombshell of his own. He admitted that he personally donated serious money to Umar's cause. But over time, he watched his faith collapse as Umar seemed more obsessed with chasing clout online than actually building a school. Instead of pushing the Pan-African dream, Umar got wrapped up in drama, conspiracies, and endless chaos. And that's when even his closest allies started backing away. Then came the breaking point, the final straw that ended it all. Tariq had only tried to warn Umar about losing focus and straying from the vision, but the fallout was ugly. In that interview, you could see it written all over Tariq's face. The painful realization that Umar wasn't just distracted, he was flat out shady. Any shred of respect he once had for him evaporated on the spot. But here's the twist. Umar had been on the FBI's radar long before this internet drama even popped off. He just didn't know he was already being tracked. And get this, The first strike that put him on their radar had nothing to do with money. Back in 2018, the State Board of Psychology accused him of practicing without a license. Embarrassing, absolutely, but it also exposed a pattern of deception that the feds now use as proof he's been running scams for years. Of course, Umar denied it all. He cried foul, claiming he was being unfairly targeted, spinning the victim narrative like always. He even ranted about how his Facebook and GoFundMe pages were mysteriously suspended, trying to sell the story that it was all a setup. And for a while, some folks actually pied him, thinking the system was trying to silence a man fighting for his people. But here's the kicker. The receipts tell a whole different story. There are endless videos of Umar online posing as a licensed psychologist, giving expert advice, and even using those same psychology tactics to squeeze more donations out of people. And let's not forget his self-published book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, The Special Education, and ADHD, Wars Against Black Boys. On the surface, it looked like a scholarship, but now people are asking, was it really education or just another hustle dressed up as expertise? In his book, Umar argued that mental illnesses and learning disabilities were being misdiagnosed in Black communities as a weapon to discriminate against Black children. But just a few years later, he dropped a video claiming ADHD and mental illnesses weren't even real. That kind of flip-flop didn't just make him look like a liar. It had people questioning if he was running hustles so reckless they could actually harm the very community he swore he was protecting. And once the feds locked onto his trail, the truth started unraveling fast. They realized Dr. Umar was never the man he painted himself to be. Now every skeleton is crawling out. The endless school delays, the frozen bank accounts, the fake psychology credentials. Piece by piece, every scam he thought he buried is now being lined up as Exhibit A in federal court. With prosecutors circling, supporters turning their backs, and receipts popping up everywhere, the picture couldn't be clearer. Dr. Umar's dream of strutting into his so-called academy is finished. Unless he pulls off a miracle, the only doors he'll be walking through are heavy steel ones that slam shut behind him inside a prison cell. So what's your take? Was Dr. Umar always a con man, or is he truly being targeted? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button, share this video with your people, and don't forget to subscribe for more wild breakdowns. Catch you on the next one.